Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am back with another easy quilt block. And this time we are going to make a big quilt block because my plan is I might go ahead and make a quilt top out of it. Once I see the designs on the design board at the end of this video, I will pick one that I like and go with it. That's the plan. I do have enough of each of these prints to make that if I want to. So let's just get going. For this block, it's the perfect time to use a big print. That's going to be the focal point of this quilt top. You know, if you have a big print and you're cutting just strips or squares, you lose the print. So find a big print that you like, take advantage of it. Of course, it doesn't have to be a big print. If you just like stripes or whatever, but good time to use big prints. We're going to be cutting a 10-inch square out of this. Then pick something that kind of sort of goes with it. And we're going to be making a 5-inch square out of that print. Then your other two colors are going to be what's going to make the block wonky. Now you can see that I have some green, and there is some green in here, but then I picked brown because I love pink and brown so much, and I just think it will look nice. There's no brown in this at all, but that's okay. This is what I'm going with. And we are going to be cutting, geez, I can't remember off the top of my head. So let me just cut and then I'll show you what I did. Weird lighting today. I have my pieces cut. I purposely went with a 10-inch square and a 5-inch square in case you have charm packs or layer cakes and you'd like to use them up. You could use all different prints for your focal piece. It would just make a scrappy looking quilt. Same here, you could use all different prints if you have a charm pack you'd like to use up. Obviously, if you don't have those things, it's always a lot cheaper to just cut your own pieces. And if I end up making the quilt top, I would just cut big 10-inch strips and then cut that into 10-inch blocks. Same with this, I would cut 5-inch strip all across, selvage to selvage, and then I would cut 5 inches. And you don't have to make this size, but we have a 10-inch square, a 5-inch square, and these probably could have been 5 by 10, but I went with 5 1/4 by 10 1/4 because I want a little bit of wiggle room for trimming. So here's the math if you wanted to make it using other size blocks. Let's say you want an 8-inch big block. You would have 8-inch block and then just divide that by 2 is 4. So your smaller block would be a 4-inch. So you'd have a 4 and an 8. So just think of those two numbers and you'd make your rectangles 4 by 8, but make them 4 1/4 by 8 1/4. So it's very easy to figure out. Say you want to go bigger, 12. You want to start with a 12-inch square. Half of that is 6. So you want a 12-inch square and a 6-inch square. And then your rectangle would be 6 by 12, but you'd be making it 6 1/4 by 12 1/4. Now let's just put this baby together. These two we're just leaving as is. How incredibly wonderful is that? Those are done. These two, we're going to stack them both right sides up because we're going to be cutting these in a wonky fashion. You want them in front of you going the tall way. So both right sides up. And what I'm going to do is, let's see. I'm going to go, Hadn't really planned it yet. Let me think a minute. Okay, let's put them both right sides down so we can make a mark on the back of this. And we're going to just make a mark. I'm going to make a mark at 1.5 inches here, going in this way. So from the right-hand side, I'm going in 1.5. Down here on the bottom, I'm going to just move that over, and I'm going 1.5 here. Now, you can just turn this any old way you want, just keep them together. I'm going to cut from dot to dot, like this, and we're cutting wonky. We love wonky. Now we can flip them. Now we're just going to put this one under this guy. So we're going to be attaching this one to here, and then we're going to be attaching this one to here. I actually got carried away telling you something that ended up being too complicated, so I don't know where I need to start over from. But what I wanted to say is we're just going to sew this to here, this to here. If you match up your points exactly, your little corners exactly, it makes your finished rectangle off a little bit. And that's okay. You can just trim it. There is a way to make that work, but I need to be close up at the machine. I don't have that camera set up, so if I go ahead and make this quilt top, the actual top, I'll try to show you that trick. If you know the trick, do it. If not, just put these two together, line up your edge, and sew. I have no idea which setting to go with. The lighting is just very weird. It's a weird time of day. But this is what we have. And we are ready to construct our block. And this is how it's going to look. We're going to have a big block like this, and then this guy in the corner, and this here, and this here. Now I can decide to have the greens touching the big block, or I could decide to have the browns touching. And it's going to make it wonky because it's like wide and then it goes to narrow and then it starts wide and it goes to narrow. Is that what I wanted? Yes, I think that's what I wanted. So that is up to you. Or it could be, no, I don't like that at all. I like it where we want it to look wonky, like it's continuing. So we want like either both browns against this or both greens. And I'm just not sure what I want. Let me think. I have decided that I want the lighter wonkiness against my block because it kind of makes my big block look a little bit bigger. When I put the brown next to it, it might pop more. Oh my God, I'm so undecided. This is hard. Hard to figure out. Oh my, I kind of like that too, because it really does make it pop. I'm going with this. I'm putting the darker. I was so decided on the lighter next to the block, but I'm going with the darker. So now all we have to do is sew these two together and these two together. I'll be right back. I did want to mention that I didn't trim these to match perfectly. So what I did is, I can see that my pink block was a little bit wider, so I kind of try to put this strip, this rectangle, in the center, so I can just trim on both edges. And here, my rectangle was a little bit longer, so I tried to put my piece in the center. So all I have to do is trim a little bit, and I'm just going to do that right with my scissors, just like that. I'm a scissor kind of girl, love scissors. Have a rotary cutter, have one right here. Don't feel like using it. And you know why, right? Because I'm lazy and tacky. You had to be there. Now we're just going to sew this together right here and we will be done. I keep changing the setting. I did want to point out, we do have an intersection here. Not that it has to match up perfectly, but it's a good place to aim for. So, you know, don't match up your edges like here. I match up my intersection. So I'm going to fold this over, and I'm just going to match up my intersections and just go down. And I can see my pink is sticking out more. That's okay. I'm just going with that, and then it'll all work out. I don't know why I'm so bothered with the lighting settings. I guess I picked a time of day where the sun is going down and it's just changing rapidly. Now I can trim right here and we're done. I mean, look at this fantastic block. What I love the most is it's big. I mean, you could do 4 across by 5 down, and I'm sure that would cover a twin-size bed with overhang. So I may do a quilt top using this. I think that would just be super cool. So I am going to put it on the quilt board. Please remember, the quilt board is not quilting software. I get asked that repeatedly. I'm going to have to put it in the description that nobody reads, that it is an old version of Printmaster that you can't even get. And I'm not kidding when I say it takes me 2 to 3 hours to do that designing on the quilt board, because it's all done manually. I just take a picture and I copy and paste, and then I have to turn the things. It's just time consuming. I'm not complaining. I enjoy doing it. But I'm just letting you guys know it's not something I recommend. You can't get Printmaster anyway. It went out of business years ago. So I'm just going to trim my edges my lazy tacky way with scissors. I just want to show you that it's not, life or death that things match exactly. And I'm going to just love this. I do. So I will take a picture. I hope I can get it all in the shot. And I will be back with more soon. Please subscribe, because I'll be back with more soon. I think I just said that. I said it again. Bye.